So note to self, if you're gonna meet up with someone out on the trail, come up with a better plan. I don't have service. I don't know if he has a radio. This is the general location that we agreed on, but you never know sometimes. I think it's finally time to pop the drone in the air, see if we can find our missing friend. I do have a pretty bad track record when it comes to drones, so every time I use one, I just cross my fingers and hope for the best. So let's hope for the best. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Varsity Overland channel, and today I am in the Green Mountain National Forest of Vermont on a Forest Service road just outside of Granville, hunting for a campsite. And I am also hunting for a fellow overlander named Eric Busher on Instagram, who I messaged a few days ago. Found out that he was going to be heading up to Vermont, and I couldn't pass up the opportunity to meet up with him. So he is somewhere out here right now. We did agree upon a general area, but now it's time to find him. Alright, well, I took a slight detour and went up the hill. I don't normally camp at the top of the hill, but I couldn't find him. So I went to the top of the hill. It would have been smarter for me to just send a drone up in the air to survey the area instead of going through that washed out tight section. But where's the fun in that, right? So I'm picking this spot for now, which clearly still has a view. But I don't have any service, and I'm not sure if he's got a radio, so this is going to be a waiting game for a little while. You know, I swear, one of these days, I'm going to set up my camera, and I'm going to record how long it takes me to find a level spot at a campsite without fast-forwarding the video or, you know, doing any sort of time-lapse, just to see how laughable it is. Half the reason why I enjoy using a ground tent like a Gazelle a little bit more than my rooftop tent, because as long as the tent is on top of the truck needs to be level at the campsite. But if I had a ground tent, I could park wherever I wanted to and then just carry the tent over to the level spot. Anyway. The pampered dog wanders the wilderness, looking for scraps. Maybe there's bacon out here. Perhaps someone dropped some cheese somewhere. Yeah, if she had to survive in the wild, she wouldn't last like 10 minutes. I think it's finally time to pop the drone in the air, see if we can find our missing friend. Well, I found him. I can't believe that just worked. I should have done that like 2 hours ago. Problem is, now I got to pack everything up because I don't know if he saw my drone, if he knew it was my drone, and whether he could even follow it back. So I know where he is now. So now I just have to pack everything up and head on up the trail. All right. What do we find, Pepper? What did we find? So this is my bag of tent rainfly stakes that I lost while I was heading up the trail because, like an idiot, I was in such a rush to go up and meet up with Eric that I broke down camp and I threw everything into the bed of my truck and I didn't completely close my tent. I dropped the hard shell part, but I never latched it. So there was a space open just big enough for my tent stakes to fall out. So we had to go for a little hike. All right, so after being at the wrong campsite for 2 hours and having to hike down the trail to retrieve my lost tent poles, I finally met up with Eric.
Hi.
He's got an insane white Colorado ZR2. Sounds familiar, but he has an Alu Cab setup that I am going to spend the next few hours drooling over. All right, so while I'm cooking on my Coleman, I got leftover meatballs. I took the easy way out. Let's see what kind of fancy setup Eric has over here. Mac and cheese. What'd you say that was?
It's just a backpacking stove.
A backpacking stove. That's the way to go.
I have a Blackstone.
A Blackstone. Of course you do. There you go. I love the Blackstone. I have a couple friends that use Blackstones every time we go camping. You know who you are. And then fridge, right?
Yep.
All right. So we got a little trade-off. You've got a full-fledged fridge in there, but you're making mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I've got a cooler, but I'm making meatballs. Well, good morning, people. It's about 7 a.m. Sunday morning, and we slept pretty well last night. I'm awake before Eric, so Pepper and I are going for a little walk. I am wearing a sweatshirt because it actually got quite chilly last night. I'd say it's the perfect temperature for sleeping in a tent, which was a pleasant surprise. But yeah, we're just walking around camp, exploring a little bit what we didn't get to yesterday, enjoying the sunrise, just taking in the moment before we have to pack up and head home. All right, folks, well, that's going to be it for this video. I am currently on my way out of the Green Mountain National Forest, making my way back to civilization in the 3.5-hour drive that I have home. But meeting up with Eric was awesome. Great guy. I was able to poke his brain about all of his Alu Cab products and all the adventures he's taken that setup on over the years. Make sure you head on over to Instagram and check him out. It's Eric Busher. A lot of good stuff, good photography. Yeah, just genuinely good guy. It's always awesome when you can meet up with a fellow overlander that kind of like shares some of your enthusiasms and is just like a good-hearted person. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm going to hit the road and I will see you guys on the next adventure. Peace, people.